anxieties and expectations. I'm full of desires. I just want it so bad, you know. And it just seems so real. It's right there. Just want to reach out and touch it before it all disappears. Sometimes it feels like everything is passing me by. Every now and then it feels alive. My ship has gone and sailed away, but I gotta be strong. Gotta hold on. It won't be too long. Now the tide is coming in. I see the waves flowing out there on the ocean. I know my ship is coming in. Just past the horizon, and right where the sky ends. It's out there on the ocean. Know my ship is coming in. But don't leave me hanging. I've been waiting too long for this moment. My ship has finally come. I will travel to the seven seas. I will even go. I will even go wherever the wind blows me. I'll do anything to find my destiny. It's like fighting with gravity, and it's bringing me down.
Well. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Dan Vito Podcast Show. Got another very special guest. Miss Shauna, are you there?
I am here. Hello.
Hey,
Thank you for
how
having
you doing, girl? Finally got you on the show, girl. I'm so proud of you, man. You're endeavoring what you're doing, man. Although you got a lot of things going on, but we might not be able to get to everything, but I do want to talk about that special thing that you're doing, man. I'm excited about that. I just with the audience, man, just want you to give them a little background about yourself. Your military, your status, your family and everything.
Okay. Outstanding. Hello, my name is Shauna Sutton. If you guys don't know me, I was in the military 9 years, 9 months, and 18 days. I am extremely proud of that. Served the United States Air Force. If I did not have children, I would have stayed 30 years in the Air Force. My desire was to be the first female Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force and work at the Pentagon. While I was in the military, they put me on the track to be able to achieve that goal. But then when I had to choose whether or not if it was going to be the children or deploying every other 3 to 6 months and no one really being home with the kids. At that time, I spoke to the Lord and I prayed and I chose the children. It was also a godly decision as well because it took a lot of prayer because my flesh wanted to stay because I wanted to be that first female chief. I am married to my wonderful husband, Dennis Sutton. I have 5 beautiful children. I have Denaria, who is also serving in the Air Force right now. My son, Elijah.
Wow,
yep, okay. She is over in Aviano Air Force Base right now. I am extremely proud of her. My son, Elijah, who is actually in USF right now, he's a sophomore going into his junior year. And praise God, he had a full scholarship on academics. So he is going for computer engineering and also cybersecurity.
Man, that's awesome. That is awesome.
Thanks.
Wow.
My daughter, Alicia, she is graduating high school this year, May 29th. She will be graduating from Spoto High School. My daughter, Tariana Sutton, she is in 8th grade, getting ready to go to high school. And then we have little Faith, who is 7 years old, 1st grade, getting ready to go to 2nd grade. A lot of children.
Yeah, I love little Faith character and personality, man. It's unique. it's always serious,
Yep.
I like to tease and joke and play, and she look at me like, you got the wrong one.
She really does. I think she does that to
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah, and that's great. She might she might be in politics. I don't know. It's just something. It might be something unique about her, man. She's precious, man.
Yes, it
But
is.
listen, so what made you get into the military? Just what drove you into that area? Because it has something to do with what you're doing now. That's the reason why I'm asking you that.
Not really, because I'm going to tell you the story, actually, how I got in the military. I watched the movie with Will Smith with the aliens. I think it was Independence Day. And I was watching the jets fly, and I said, I'm going to the Air Force once I watched the jets. My recruiter came to the school, at the high school at the time. His name was Tom Finio. And I went and I took the ASVAB test, and he told me, he said, unfortunately, Shauna, you are past the weight limits. You can't go because you're overweight. Wow. And so I'm like, okay. He said, you'd have to lose 45 pounds to join the Air Force. I said, okay, well, and I kind of got discouraged at the very moment of, hearing that. And I was like, how am I going to lose 45 pounds to join the Air Force?
Right.
And so my aunt was getting married a few months after that. And so I said, you know what, I'm going to start working out. So I changed the way I ate because I worked at McDonald's. So, I ate a lot of fast food because I worked there all the time. And I stopped eating McDonald's. I would make my own stuff without any meat. I went vegetarian for a while. And I started running the stadium at the Madera High School. And next thing you know, I had lost like 25, almost 30 pounds. I was like, hold up, I'm close. I'm real close.
Wow.
And after that, it was hands down after that. He told me he had never met anyone more determined to do something than myself. Because when I made a goal, once I realized like this is possible. And after that, I waved bye to everyone. I didn't cry. I didn't do anything. I left smiling because I had accomplished that goal. And that's how I got into fitness, actually starting from there.
Wow. So in other words, what I'm hearing from you is that when you put your mind to something, there's a force of a drive that comes in you. Nothing can stop it.
Absolutely.
Until you reach that goal.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. That's the reason why I just played that song. I thought that fits you real well with K. John. Yep. Your ship has finally arrived. Because I've been knowing you for a while, and I know you've been there's so many goals and things that you've been chasing I've been encouraging you to get into. This the one that I knew you was a fitness type person. And people don't know, but you've been in training and you've been encouraging people in fitness for years.
Absolutely.
And now you finally got it. Now you put something together, and now you're trying to encourage people to get involved, because the boot camp training that you're doing pretty much saved your life.
Absolutely.
Because when you got away from fitness, it opens up the doors to something that, it opens up the doors, and you begin to fail, and you begin to feel things mentally, physically, and spiritually that were bringing you down. You want to relate on that or talk about that for a little bit?
I sure do. When I got into fitness, I want to kind of go a little bit of history. Once I got into the military and started, I worked out all the time, definitely once I got in there. But then they made me the physical fitness instructor. So that means I would take the entire squadron and I would train the entire squadron. We would do running, we'd do push-ups, we'd do sit-ups, we'd do different type of exercises. And I became like the PT person, they called it. Did that the whole time I was in the military. Once I got out of the military, I continued with fitness. I used to run 10, 15 miles all the way over to Clearwater, over by the beach, turn around, come back home. It was like my way of relief.
Wow.
Unfortunately, now I have knee problems. So I'm not able to run those distances anymore. I got into a bad car accident. Had to have surgery on my knee. They did give me some steroids to try to help with it, but I've never been able to run that far anymore. I can walk that far, but I cannot run that far anymore. But I have decided that afterwards, I continued to train people. I was in sales for a while, and I think that's when I had first met you when I came over to the church. I was doing sales, and I was training people, doctors from doctors' offices. I was training people I would encounter at assisted living communities. People would just ask me, Shauna, well, how do you stay in shape? So I would drive to St. Pete every weekend. I would meet them up at a park, and I would train them. And I remember there was one particular gentleman that said, no woman can work you out. It's not that bad. You guys make a big deal about this boot camp this woman's running. And the first day he went, he threw up and he was so embarrassed.
Wow.
He never came back. He said, I wasn't trying to make you throw up, but just because I'm a female doesn't mean that I cannot push you to your potential. Right. And when it came to this, by me stepping away from fitness, if I'm talking too fast, slow me down because I get excited.
No, you're good.
When I stepped away from fitness, my father passed away. We moved to California. I had gotten married. My father passed away 9 months after we got there, and I was pregnant with Faith as well. So I wasn't doing really anything when I was pregnant with her, but doing being not life coach, but the caregiver for my father and helping my mother. And so I got away from fitness at that time. Once I got away from fitness, I decided, okay, like, what is wrong? I didn't feel like I had my passion anymore. I didn't feel like I had that drive anymore. I really felt like things were just changing in my life. So I started to get really depressed. I started having anxiety. I had a lot of fear. I had a lot of pain in my body as I had a job that I was sitting down most of the time working from home. The pain that was in my body, I was not even able sometimes to stand up. I would have to get massages and different things because the pain was so intense. I had knee problems that was even worse. I had a lot of self-hatred, a lot of self-esteem issues. I had a lot of gastro issues to where it would be a couple weeks before I actually would have an actual movement that normal people have every day. It would be 2 weeks. And sometimes I would even have to go to the hospital and they would have to give me medication to even make me go. They started me on some medicine for anxiety. They started me on medicine for depression. They started me on medication for my stomach. They started me on pain meds. I had migraines. If you were to come look in my house right now, my husband, like he went in my purse and it was all these different pills that they have given me. My refrigerator is full of medication from the VA. Wow. And it was because I was in chronic pain all the time. When I made the choice at the beginning of the year, I said, you know what? I have to choose me. Because I feel like as women, and definitely just as people in general, but definitely as women, being a mother, being a wife, those demands on us, definitely when 2020 came around. 2020 came and it took, I think, a lot of people by surprise. Right. We now became a mom. We became a teacher. We became a wife. We became the run to the store, sanitize everything, a janitor in a different it's way, not the same way of keeping our house clean, but now we're disinfecting everything to the utmost. We became something that we were not ready to become at that time. So I think when life happened, that particular moment for me, I felt like, okay, Lord, how am I going to come back to myself? I had just started working out again and was going to the gym, doing a lot of walking. And then COVID happened, shut down all the gyms. I continued to walk because I wanted to make sure that I was trying to keep doing stuff. But it was almost impossible because it was like the pain that I was having. And then the emotional instability that I was having was insane. I would literally walk over a bridge and I would hear a voice say, jump off the bridge. Nobody would miss you anyway. And at that moment, I said, God, you must have an amazing purpose for my life, that the enemy would tell me every time I stepped over this bridge, every time I walked over this bridge, it was an overpass over the freeway. I would hear the enemy say, you jump off that bridge. Nobody would miss you. Nobody would care anyways. And I was embarrassed at the moment to tell anyone about that story because I'm like, why am I hearing this? Why am I any of this? And I didn't really know. And so I told my husband, he walked with me one day. He said, well, it won't be no jumping. He held my hand. He was like, and put me on the other side. And he was like, that the devil is a lie. That's not going to happen. And we began to pray. We began to fight. I reached out to my apostle. I spoke to him about it. I had spoke to some people on the deliverance team because it was just I had gotten to a place where it was dark in my life. But once I made that choice and said, you know what, I'm going to get up. The doctor has now taken me from 20 milligrams of anxiety medication. And next week I'm on nothing because I had to titrate myself down. You couldn't just stop it cold turkey. And so I was all the way down to 5 milligrams. And next week I am not on anything because I have not had a panic attack. I have not had an anxiety attack. I have not battled with any depression, and everything changed when I started going back to the gym and working out, when I chose myself. Gastro issues, didn't have those either. The minute that I started going every single day now, it's just like any regular person, everything is happening the same way. And so I was really excited about the fact that, hey, all it took for me was to get focused. All it took for me was to believe, and all it took with me to do what I was designed here on the earth to do. And that was to teach people about fitness, to teach people about life, and to teach people how to live life at their fullest potential and don't neglect themselves because of other demands on our life.
Right. You know, when I'm listening to you, I'm hearing what you're saying to this culture that we're living in now.
Yes.
When I was coming up, depression and anxiety, that it really didn't exist.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to understand it because it is what young people are dealing with today.
Yes.
To me, the cure for it is having a relationship with God.
Absolutely.
That's just me. Some people, they want to argue with me about that. A lot of people really feels that you got the medical marijuana that's out now, and they feels that this is what people are now dealing with, the medical marijuana for their anxiety. So you gotta smoke every day, you know, to fill that void, to keep your mind and your emotions stable. You know, shooting somebody, then just go ahead on and smoke it. Killing themselves. But I feel like what you did was the boot camp training, that the business that you developed, it saved your life.
Absolutely.
Because the exercise, and when you change your diet, you begin to feel better about yourself.
Yeah.
You know, and with you also praying, you know, and praying to God, you know, so it replaced everything else in life. So you ain't got to smoke a joint for nothing.
No.
You know, you don't need no drugs. You know? So, but people that don't know what you know, if you don't know God, at least know your body. Change your body, change your diet, you know. And then I've been hearing a lot of testimonies from people about how you've been changing their system mentally and physically just by working out with you and with this special program that you have, man. You know, I really applaud you for that. You know, I really want more people to tune in and to get in touch with you, and so you can train them. You know, I don't know what if you want to elaborate on it a little bit. You know, how to where they can go at, how they can get in touch with you, or what are the exercises that you're doing? You know, for starters, for beginners.
Yeah, I'll definitely tell you that. I wanted to go back to something you had said that was so vital, and it's our relationship with God. Working out, you can work out all day, but if you're not connected to a source and not have the Lord that is there to help you when you are battling in depression and battling in anxiety and battling in self-esteem issues. I spoke to our apostle, and I know I haven't answered that question, but I definitely will. One thing he told me when I went there, he said, you need a system. You need something every day, personal, like you get up and do personal hygiene. You get up, you brush your teeth, you wash your face, put your clothes on, you comb your hair, whatever your system is. He said, you need an emotional, mental system as well. He said, you need to get up in the morning, you need to pray, do whatever you need to do, read your Bible, but you also need to listen to mental health stuff about knowing your worth, about value. You need to listen to mental health things as far as how to have emotional stability, things that help you stay emotionally stable, things that help you understand how to walk your walk, you know, as far as life. Okay. So coping skills, different things. He told me to do all those things. And when he said it, I listened. I signed up for coping skills and the VA, a class for it. I started listening to things in the morning, whether it was Stephen Furtick, whether it was a book, Caroline Leaf, whether it was T.D. Jakes, whether it was Apostle Mark, whether it was whoever that was coming up on my YouTube in the morning. I was like, okay, Lord, who I need to listen to today? And those things impacted my life. Reading, listening to the Bible while I was working out, things like that, getting the word into me, getting positive things into me, instead of allowing myself to see negative things that were happening around me. So if it had not been for God, I wouldn't be in this place to even be able to talk about it, because it was a place that was so dark at that moment. I was even questioning who he was. And I went to Apostle Mark. I said, Apostle Mark, I don't know what it is. I said, but 2020, I see people dying all over the place. Where's Jesus at? I see racism and inequality all over the place. Where Jesus said, I see people getting away with murder in prominent positions, and not necessarily physical murder, but things they're saying and doing. And where the Lord at? Like, where is the justice? When is he going to come and say, stop treating people this way, you know? And I had got to a place where it was really dark. And he was like, well, when you have such a burden in that place, God is calling you to be a voice of change. He said, because some people can watch all this stuff and it doesn't faze them. He said, but by it bothering you, God has called you to do something about it. So you need to figure out what God is calling you to do about the things you see in the world. And he said, instead of taking it in and imploding, he said, find an outlet to be able to give that back out, to be able to speak about things, to be able to use it. And Reimage was a prime way. Reimage Fitness came to me because the Lord had spoke to me about a book that I'm writing that is titled Reimaged. And I didn't get the name of the book until my husband and I was driving to go detail some cars in Orlando. And I was like, Lord, what do I call this book? And when I looked up, I seen Reimagined, but I said Reimaged. And I'm like, Reimaged sounds familiar. And for the whole time I was in the military, I worked with computers. And anytime you have a computer that is glitching or having any type of issues, if it blue screen, we call a blue screen of death. If you have a virus, the first thing we do with that computer when it's having a lot of issues, we reimage the computer. So we wipe the whole entire computer clean. And we get a new operating system on it. We put new software on it. We put new antivirus. We put everything back on it. We give that computer a fresh start. So now it doesn't have any glitches. It doesn't have anything, because we wiped out all the negative things and put back a whole new system. Right. And God said, what I'm going to do and use you for is to help people wipe out the negative things in their life and be re-imaged into the image they are of Christ. Because we are walking, living epistles of Christ. But our lifestyle, our past, are things that happened in our families and the different things that we have encountered in life, bad situations, bad relationships, traumas, different things, you name it. Anytime we come across those things, those particular things begin to put a virus in our brain, just like it would on a computer. You go to a bad website, next thing you know, you got a virus on the computer. You go to this, you allow something else to enter, you give it access with either through your eye gate, ear gates, just like on a computer. They leave cookies on your computer, slow your computer down. So you have all these different things that will slow you down because life happened. And you know what? It's not, life happens. I understand that. People understand that. God understands that. When he said he knew the end from the beginning, he knew we would mess up. He knew you would be a heavy smoker, Kalila. I may be saying your name wrong. He knew exactly every step that you would make. He knew that before the foundation of the earth, before you was a thought in your mother's eye, he knew exactly the purpose that he had for you. So your mistakes don't surprise him. When we fail God, it doesn't surprise him. He already knew we were going to do it. He told Peter, he said, before the hen crows 3 times, you're going to deny me. That's what he told him. Peter hadn't done it yet, so he already knew. He said, one of you are going to betray me, Judas. He knew that before it happened. So he's already prepared. So now we have to take on the image of Christ, and we got to let those things where we have failed ourselves, because we are our worst critic, where we have failed ourselves, and we have to say, now, Jesus, now, God, I need you to re-image my mind. He said in the word, it says, put the same mind that is me, that is also in Christ Jesus.
Right.
So he is re-imaging us. And it starts with the process mentally first. And then once you mentally make up your mind for any type of change, that change is going to manifest in the natural. And that change manifests as we begin to step out in faith, because I didn't know all this was I didn't know Reimage Fitness was going to come out of me going back to the gym. I always knew I had a passion for the gym. I always knew I had a passion for helping people. I always wanted to see something that was people call dirty, cleaned up. I did a lot of homeless outreach. I would take the women, and the women, I would get them new clothes, do their hair, their makeup, take them to the nail shop, because I wanted them to be able to see themselves the way God sees them, and not the way the world has told them that they were not something. So I made that choice. And so when this came about, I came alive. Elder Danny, I came alive when he put re-image in my spirit. I came alive when he said, okay, you're getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, 4:30, go to the gym. Shauna came back. What was dead was now resurrected, because I made a choice to say, you know what? I'm choosing myself right now. It is not a selfish thing. I love my husband. I love my children, but I need to choose myself, because all this medication on my refrigerator, all this pain that I've been feeling, all this things that I'm going on, feeling like I'm going crazy and all the rest of it, because I'm not choosing to walk in purpose, that was killing me. Not being in my assigned place at the right time and walking in my purpose was killing me physically, mentally, and emotionally. So that is one of the ways that it started. Now, when people come to me and they want to start, we're going to officially start everything on the 15th. Now, I don't have no problem you reaching out, me encouraging you, giving some tips and things now. I will help anybody now if they come to our boot camps. That's not a problem, but I'm taking a test to be certified and licensed on the 15th. So once I get that test done, then I want to be get insurance and be able to launch. That way I can operate in everything in excellence. So that is one thing that I'm doing. I want to, when people first start off, I want to do a wellness assessment with them. And also, if you may know, you may not know that I'm listening. I listen to every word everybody say, because I want to pick up every negative word they say about themselves, every time they doubt themselves, every time they say, I can't do this, I can't do that, or whatever the case may be, because that is a lie the enemy has put in. You have a virus. You have a virus, a malfunction in your hardware from the enemy. So I need to figure out, okay, if you believe you can't lose weight, you won't lose weight. If you believe that you cannot see yourself skinny, you won't be skinny. And let me tell you, it's not about being skinny. It's about being healthy more than anything. But if your goal is to be in a place where you are now, okay, I'm walking in the epitome of my health, but I also look good. Who don't want to look good as well as feel good? You know what I mean? So our goal is to make sure we have a whole complete package. And that package starts first mentally.
Right. Listen, man, I'm telling you, man, I really do believe that there are a lot of people I know that are in great shape, but their spiritual life is just not balanced.
Yeah.
And you got to have them both balanced. Your spiritual relationship with God and your body got to be. I know people that spiritual and deep, but they got physical problems.
Yeah.
You got to minister to your body, the total body.
Yeah. The
mind, your spirit, and your soul. They need to be. You got to really balance that out, man. You know. You could be chasing money. Well, what profits a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? You could be gaining. You're neglecting your diet, what you're eating. You don't think the older you get, your body is going to fail. Listen, if you don't change the shingles on your roof in 20 years. You're going to have problems. You're going to have some leakage. Absolutely. So with your body, if you're not maintaining, you're not keeping it up, you know, if you don't do it, you're going to have some leakage. You're going to have some problems. You know, it may even lead up to amputation, you know. So anyway, what you don't use, you lose. That's the bottom line.
Absolutely.
Yeah, what you don't use. But listen, you really speaking to your audience, because I believe that when they come and join you, there is a petition and a form that they fill out, and they will fill the form out, and they'll tell you what's their weakness and what's their strength.
Absolutely.
So you may need to. I do know that what you're doing is you're sitting down and you're counseling with people individually, one-on-one. Why they want to join your boot camp, because you're not really concerned about the group of people. You really concerned about, because I know you're really concerned about making a person totally healed,
absolutely,
physically and emotionally and spiritually. So you want nobody there.
Yeah.
Okay. And then once they sit down and talk with you and you ministering with them, and you're not being religious or anything, because everybody may not want to accept this. This is not, if you're not a believer, you still welcome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
She has another way of dealing with you. She doesn't have to say anything about religion.
That's absolutely correct.
That's the reason why you're filling out a form and you're sharing with Shauna, what is it what's the area that keeps you from having a total fitness, healthy lifestyle.
Absolutely.
That's what it's all about. Okay. So now if it's a diet, she'll let you know what you should do, what you should change. Or if it's lack of discipline, then she got some videotapes to show you where you need to go at and what you need to do. Because nothing, you cannot be successful until you have a made up mind.
Absolutely.
The reason why we pay athletes, they pay athletes so many millions of dollars, is because they have committed to discipline.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why we're not operating in the fullness of life is because we have an ideal or a dream or a vision, but we won't we'll get started, but we don't have the discipline to finish it.
Correct.
And I remember when you got started. I remember you and I talked, and I remember when you stopped. You gained the weight and everything. Then all of a sudden, I saw a change in you. I said, man, I need to talk with her. Listen, what you was telling me? Hey, listen, Brother Dan, I changed my life. I changed my diet, and I knew I had to get this weight off of me. And when I did it, the boot camp training saved my life. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Exercise can really save your life.
Yeah.
That's powerful. Girl, I listen, I don't know you. I know I was sharing with one of my relatives. I said, hey, listen, once you and I, let's go walking and running. I don't need to go walking and running, because I walk to here down the stairs, and I got to go to the office. I got to go to the mail room, and when I'm done at the end of the day, I'm tired. I said, really? You need more than that.
Yeah.
You need more than that. But it's all in your mind. But I tell you what, do these things now while you can. Because there's going to come a time when you want to do it, but your doctor going to tell you sit your butt down.
Yeah.
You can't. It's too late now for you to jog. It's too late for you to walk. It's too late for you to run. Because that muscle that you didn't use, it's done. Now you're looking for a miracle. And if you don't get the miracle, now you're mad at God. Come on now, stop it.
And it was a choice that you made not to do, because everything we do in life is a choice. It's a decision. You have to make that decision to make a change in your life, however you choose. You said one thing I want to kind of go back to real quick. You said you didn't hear about mental illness back in the day. Well, it wasn't something that was common, something to that effect. You said the thing about it was everyone has feared to talk about mental illness. It's been around for years. It's been around for a long time, and definitely in the African-American culture. I'm just going to call it out today. We have feared psychiatrists. We have feared psychologists. We have feared anyone that could potentially we can be vulnerable to or tell something to that may say that we need a little medication for something, because out of fear of man's opinion. Well, they going to think I'm crazy. They going to think this. Well, who cares if they think you crazy? If you are battling some issues and you refuse to go to a doctor, because if your heart was not pumping right now, would you go to the doctor, or would you be worried about what Jack said about, oh, they're going to talk about me because my heart ain't pumping right? You would go to the doctor because you want to live. Right. Same way with mental illness. You would want to go to a doctor because you want to live. And a lot of people have kept mental illness in the closet and have not addressed issues that we've had. There's clearly some chemical imbalances people do deal with. And A lot of this, everything can be dealt with prayer and everything. But the Apostle Mark told me one thing: sometimes you may need a little medication till you get yourself in a place where you don't need it anymore.
Right.
And I think we have to get to this place where we can stop shunning or stop hiding about the fact that we are struggling mentally, or even mentally with some fear, because fear can cause mental illness. Fear, because then you begin to be tormented by the tormentors because you've allowed fear to come in. Now you're paranoid, schizophrenic, because you never dealt with the fear and you never want to talk to nobody. So you're hearing things, you're doing things because you are too afraid to address the issue. So I believe mental illness has been around for, a matter of fact, since Bible days. You see the man that had all them demons and everything else, he had some kind of mental condition, and different stories in the Bible. I think it's been around, but I think we have been too afraid to address it, definitely in the African-American culture. The African-American culture sometimes also have been too afraid to really deal with some of the issues when it regards to obesity. Not just in the African-American culture, but that's all over the world now, because everything is so fast and quick to us. I can go to McDonald's and get a burger for $1.95 and pay $8 for a salad. What you gonna do? You gonna buy the $1.95 burger, but later on you're gonna be paying $100 for that medication to lose that weight. So I think it's in making our correct choices now. When we have that information at our hands, making the correct choices, making a decision to say, I'm going to choose myself. I'm going to choose this place in my life to where now I'm going to go and do something that's going to be productive, that I can go and help the next generation. If I didn't do something today, this could have followed down generation to generation to my kids, my grandkids, my grandkids' kids, you name it. But I chose to break that cycle in my life and say, you know what? Shauna, all the way around, holistically, you need to be whole. You need to be whole. And I'm not perfect. I'm going to tell you right now, I still days I wake up and I may struggle with something, but I know who to go to when I struggle. I know when I hear the lie of saying you're fat or whatever, I cast that down in the name of Jesus.
My God, come on.
And you may not want to say those words, but you could say, I cancel that lie. I cancel, because if you allow a thought that comes in that I'm a failure, that I'm this, or that I'll never be able to do this, I made these mistakes. If you allow those things to come in and rest, then that's how you're going to start getting your brain to where you're going to need to be re-imaged even more. Because now this is where the malfunction comes, the malware gets in your brain, the spyware gets in your brain. And the enemy is always spying on us to be able to see where he has access to mess up your operating system.
Come on, girl.
So you have to be able to say, okay, Lord, I see some spyware coming in telling me that I'm worthless. And I know that you said your thoughts about me are more than the sand of the sea. I know, first of all, you went to the cross and died for me. So I have to be valuable, that you gave your life. You shed your blood. You endured pain to the end and done no wrong because you wanted me to have life and life more abundantly. And sometimes we may not understand what that abundant life may be. And it's not being a millionaire. It's being the epitome of who God created you to be. And that is walking in good health, taking care of his temple. That is walking in good health physically, walking in good health spiritually, walking in good health mentally, walking in good health emotionally, walking in good health financially as well. The Bible says to owe no man nothing. So he wants us holistically to be able to walk into this place with him and do exactly what he put us here on earth for. He said he's the father. He said, would a natural father, a child asking for bread, he give him a stone? So why won't we ask God to give me the determination, give me the ability? God, help me to be able every day, Holy Spirit, to get up and go to the gym, get some accountability. In order for me to stay in that place, I told my husband, I said, babe, I'm going to the gym at least 3 times a week. And so I called Vanessa Charlton up and I said, I need you to be my accountability. If I don't go to the gym 3 days a week, every day I miss, I owe you $20 and I have to pay you that week. So every time I wanted to sleep in the bed, I thought about, man, I got to give Vanessa $20. I know she watching me. That one discipline that I put into play, all I needed was to get past the first 21 days. But I didn't say, Vanessa, stop watching me after 21 days and I had already formed a habit. I let her say, okay, Vanessa, keep on watching me, because I knew somebody else was looking and holding me accountable to myself, because at that time I didn't have the ability to do it myself. So now that I knew, okay, I see she watching, and it's something about knowing somebody watching that makes you change. And I developed the habit. Now nobody has to tell me to get up. Nobody has to tell me to go to the gym. I work out like 3 days a week, 2 times a day, and I go because I love it. It's a passion.
If you can really give up $40, you can add me on that list, and I'll come by the gym and make sure you're in there.
You'll see. I'll go live in there so you can see me. Yeah.
Because I know you're banking.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. How can you really people that really mentally struggling with low self-esteem, don't have the energy? What type of diet would you suggest for them to start doing, taking vitamins? To let's do that for 2 weeks, and then start out with walking and maybe a little light jogging. How would you explain those to start out in the beginning to get started before they reach the boot camp training? That's the top thing.
Yes. One thing, I'm going to hold my little water bottle up. I started selling Herbalife nutrition not too long ago, about a month and a half ago.
Hold it back up and turn it sideways.
Can you see
Don't
it?
spill it.
Oh, let me put the top on. If you see it right here.
It's upside down.
Uh-oh.
The other way.
There you go.
All right. That's what, okay. And that is
Herbalife nutrition. You'll see my badge here as well. If you see my little pin, I walk around with it all the time.
Okay.
I started selling Herbalife, and I got into Herbalife, and the reason I met a lady at the gym, and she had on a button similar. She said, "You want to lose weight? Ask me how." And I said, I'm not going to. I wanted to ask her, but I was afraid because she's real cut up. She's my coach as well. Her name is Alex.
That would make you afraid.
I didn't really want to go into this whole thing. I was like, they're going to try to sell me something, blah, blah, blah. And one day she came over to me, and I had been going to the gym already for like 4 or 5 months. And she came over to me and she said, "Excuse me, ma'am." She said, "Your back muscles are popping." And I was like, "Oh, thank you." And she started a conversation right there. And she invited me out to her boot camp. And I had just prayed to God. I was like, "God, I want something else with a community of people. And I want to start adding something different to help me get really into the shape I want." And here she comes the next day. And so I went and joined her boot camp. I love the community, because one thing about boot camp, it's not just where you come out and you work out and you sweat and you feel like you're going to die for a minute, but then you feel great in the end. Boot camp is a community. It's a community of people that all have the same goal, a community of people that all want to see something different in their lives. They want to make a change in their lives. They want to do something. And so it was one of the things that the community sold me first. And then I started the product a long time ago. I had tried it, and then I stopped it, and I was not consistent. That was me. But I had lost like 10 pounds on it not being consistent. So I said, what if I just became consistent and started doing Herbalife consistently and really to be able to reach my goal? So I started using the product. Herbalife sells a whole different line of weight loss products, where if you are on the go a lot and you don't have the opportunity to make a meal, you can actually make a shake. The shakes are very nutritious, have all the vitamins and things that you would need them as well. We have several different flavors of the shake. So if you don't like chocolate or you don't like vanilla, we have pecan. We have like a orange creamsicle. We just got a pineapple mango that came out. The shakes are amazing, and they are very filling. You also can buy protein to put in and to make it more filling if you're used to having real heavy meals until your body gets used to it. They sell vitamins at Herbalife. I have joint problems, so I take the vitamins for joints. I have problems with inflammation. My husband has acid reflux. He takes the pills to help. They're all herbs that help with acid reflux. There's things for men after you get a certain age that help men once they hit over the age of 50, and women as they're going through menopause. They have hair products. They have facial products, lotions. They have a variety of things that they don't just offer just for meals, but they have a variety of things if you want to just start with vitamins. That person that says today, like, I want to make, you know what, I heard Shauna, I want to make that decision today. If you want to make that decision today, let's start off. You can inbox me. If you see my name, Shauna Sutton, I'm on Facebook. You can inbox me, or you can take my number down, which is 559-975-3326. Once again, 559-975-3326. It's a California number. I'm from Cali. And we could start you off with a 3-day trial pack, so you can actually see how you like the product. The 3-day trial pack comes in something like this. It has some shakes in there. I'm not sure if you can see it. We have some shakes that go in there as well. They have some of our tea that is provided in there. Tea is amazing for you to try. And you try it for 3 days. See if you like the taste. See if you like the product. See how it does for your body. I promise you, after 3 days, you're going to love it. You're going to call me and say, Shauna, let me order a shake. Start with the shake if you can't start with anything else. Let's get one shake. You start with that, and then try it for 21 days. Continue to be consistent. Have 2 shakes a day and 1 meal a day and 2 snacks a day, and start being consistent. Get up and move. The best thing for you to do is get up and move. My suggestion is, if the dog really helped me start walking a lot because he always had to be walked. If you got animals, take your animals out. Don't just take them out to use the bathroom. Take them out for a walk. Go for a mile. If you have knee problems, because I can already hear people say, my back hurt, my knee hurt, my this, my that, right? I feel you. I understand. I have a TENS machine here. I got muscle relaxers. They wanted to put a spinal block in my back. And let me tell you, they started off wanting to put a spinal block in my back because I have nerve damage running all the way down to my foot. My foot was numb because I wasn't doing nothing. I decided to work out. That first few weeks, I'm not gonna lie, it hurt. It hurt bad. Some days I'd be like, I told my husband, can you massage my back? And if you ask him now, he used to have to massage my back almost every day. I was popping 800 milligrams of motion every day, 2-3 times a day. And I'm saying, babe, if it wasn't motion, it was a leave. And I haven't asked him to massage my back. I can't even remember the last time I asked him. But it used to be every day because I needed him to rub my lower back because it would be so painful. I would have to get up in the middle of the night and stretch certain ways because my pain that ran down my leg was so bad.
My God, my.
They wanted to go and do surgery. I said, no. Shauna, you need to get up and move. So I encourage that person right now that has that back issue, knee issue, put a knee brace on, but get up and move. Once the weight start coming off, once I started strengthening the muscles in my back and in my core, my back wasn't hurting no more. My knee, it's damaged. I have cartilage damage and you need some more stuff going on. But let me tell you, I couldn't stand over an hour without the pain in my knee bringing me to tears. Literally bringing me to, I would be walked over hunchback. My back would hurt. My knee would hurt. I'm popping motion. I'm getting an Epsom salt. Now I can walk 15 miles last weekend. 15 miles over the Causeway Bridge. Me and one of my girlfriends we walked 7.5 miles there, 7.5 miles back. We got burned up for sure, but we did it. 15 miles from someone who could barely stand up past an hour. It took us almost 5 hours to do that. And that was because I made a choice to get out of my bed at 5 o'clock in the morning and get to the gym. I made a choice to say in the afternoons, I'm going to walk instead of just sitting here when I'm not doing nothing. Get up and start walking. I made a choice to change my nutrition, change my life, change it. And Herbalife has changed my life in ways. I'm making money actually sitting at home, sending out emails and calling people and talking to them and becoming people's coach and impacting lives. What I was born to do originally, I'm making money for what I was born to do.
Wow.
It doesn't get no better than that.
I want to ask you this question. I got 7 people just text me and they said that, and I want to know why you did this. You really must be passionate about the military, because they said that when you found out they was in the military, you gave them 50% off. Why?
Because I have a huge passion for the military. And not only just that, the military, we go and we lay our life down every single day. Everything about you from the day you go into boot camp, they strip everything about you. You become the United States government. You are owned by the United States government. But the military is there when every single other person is sleeping. Like my daughter right now is in Aviano, like I said. When we're at home sleeping, they're at home preparing for when a war happens. They're at home training for when something hits the soil of the United States of America or any of our other countries that we are allies with. They're ready to prepare to go give their life for some people that don't even appreciate them. When I go places and see they don't have military discount, they don't understand the times that we have to be away from our children. We had to be away from our spouses, the time we had to be away from our extended family, the time we were at bases, becoming family with new people that we met, the time we were up at 3 o'clock in the morning out there laying in a ditch training, and a lot of them out there in Iraq and Afghanistan and giving their life every single day so we can have the freedoms that we have in the United States of America. I don't take it lightly. Because I know the struggles. I know the change. I know what it requires. The military was amazing to me. A lot of people can agree they may not have the same story. But I want to tell you, the military was one of the things that disciplined me the most. I was already disciplined because my parents were very disciplined. But it even disciplined me even more. Because it teaches you how to care about somebody other than yourself. And if they can care about us, strangers they never met, I can give a 50% off discount to someone who has went and gave their life. I also know that a lot of the military battle with PTSD. You don't have to go to war to have PTSD. There was a lot of different traumas that can happen in the military just by being in the military itself. And if you have served and you've lost friends in the military, you've had families getting broken up, because there's a lot of families, the marriage rate in the military is not that good. I was married and divorced from the military. So there was a lot of things that happens in the military that we take sacrifices for because we're gone somewhere else when our family is left waiting on us. So the children moving every 3 years to go to different schools, the families uprooting, changing. A lot of people like the change, but the effect that it has on your children. So there's a lot of things that military have. They have a lot of pain. We had to run a lot. We had to carry rucksacks. We had to do a lot of different things that put different stresses on our body. So they need that. So I am always willing to give anything to the military when it comes to boot camp and training and anything, any way else I can help them. My desire, my goal is to one day own a gym, and the military would have, they would have free access to the gym. They wouldn't have to pay no memberships. They would have 50% off personal training if they would desire personal training, but they would have free access to the gym. And they would be able to come in and work as many times they want to. Their families would be able to come in with them, immediate family, not extended family, because then you have half a nation coming in for free. But their immediate family, spouses, wives, children, would be allowed to come in also for free because they also paid a sacrifice when their mom or dad was in the military.
Let me ask you a question. There's something that you don't, I'm put you on the spot pretty much.
Okay.
There are some people that contact me and said that you turned them away because they overslept, they didn't show up, so you gave them back their money and said, I don't want to, I can't deal with people like that. Why would you do that?
I would say with something like that, because you got to believe in you more than I do. I cannot believe and carry your dream or your vision more than you believe it yourself.
Wow.
So I can't make you get up. I can't make you work out. I cannot make you eat right because I'm only going to see you for an hour at that time. And so if I'm only seeing you for an hour, what happens to the rest of the 23 hours in that day? What do you do with your life?
And you don't show up. They don't show up. They're not on time. They say that's a no-no with you.
I'm very punctual. Very punctual. You seen we had a meeting today. We had this podcast. I was calling you at 5 something.
There you are.
I am very punctual when it comes to that. And I think you have to take your health seriously. And I think you have to take life seriously in general. So if somebody, now don't get me wrong, I got kids. If something happens and you have children and you're not able to come because of kids or whatever the case might be, that's not an issue. Those things don't faze me. Because I understand life happens. But Absolutely. If I feel that you are being lazy or giving me tons of excuses don't work for me.
Right.
Because you have to make a choice.
Girl, that's me. That's me right there. I've never been in the military, but I got a military mindset. I do. I just can't. I just don't. I'm allergic to like. It says a lot about your character and your integrity to me. I think I was sharing with you the other day, people that comes into our life for a reason. Mm-hmm. Either they're going to be a blessing or they're going to be a lesson. So what we have to do is don't turn them away if they're not a blessing. Learn from them so it can become a lesson. So Absolutely. that we can make ourselves better and how to accept the weak, and let's see if we can let's meet them where they at and see if we can build them up to be strong. But now if you refuse and you reject, if God can't change it, Lord have mercy, I sure can't.
Amen.
I'm not going. I can't put too much in it.
Yes.
But I will ask God to give me patience with you if I see that you're trying.
Yes, absolutely. I'm not just going to tell you no, just for somebody who is actually really trying or maybe got an issue going on. But if every day I call you supposed to be at the gym at 5:00 and here it is 5:30, you're talking, I'm just roll out the bed and we only meet 2 days a week, there's a problem. You only got 2 days and you're late both days. And You're not working a night shift or whatever the case may be. So it just tells me the person is not ready more than anything. You have to believe and you have to be ready. I don't want to take your money because I value people's money and I value people's time. My daddy told me one time about a gentleman that wanted to date me. Every time we were supposed to go somewhere, he was late. He said, leave that person alone. I said, what do you mean? He said, because he don't respect you. I said, Daddy, what you talking about? He said, if he respected you, he would respect your time. Your time is valuable. Your time is money. And if he's late every time you guys are supposed to go somewhere, he don't respect you nor value you. Tell him to go. And if you want me to tell him, I'll tell him.
And
that's me.
Because boy, that's the power of having a daddy in your life.
Oh, yeah. Daddy was, man.
Daddy can see some stuff you can't see.
Yes, he will. Real quick.
My God. Boy, I like your daddy, boy. He sounds like me.
I wish he was still living. You'd have loved him because he said he would say some stuff
man,
that I was like, right, Daddy.
I chased plenty of them away. I had plenty of them used to always tell my daughter, I don't think he liked me. She said, well, get in line. But he don't like none of y'all.
For real. That's the truth.
That's the power of daddy, boy.
Yeah.
But we can see what y'all can't see.
Yes, it is. And he would hang up on folks. He would tell them to get out of his house. I was like, dang, Daddy, why you so mean? Click.
Yeah. Thank God for that. And now you with Smokey Robinson, and you know, that's a blessing.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, man. What is it that we're gonna get ready to wrap it up? Is there anything you want to share with your audience? You know, how can they reach you, or where can they go? What's going on with all of that? You know.
I gave my phone number out earlier, but I'll go ahead and do that again. That is 559-975-3326. You can text me or call me. And usually my phone is off for family about 8 o'clock. You can send me a instant messenger on Facebook. I am on Instagram as well under Shauna Sutton. You can reach out to me any one of those ways. If you'd like to reach out to my email, that is SD, like the S is in Delta, my last name, 79@icloud.com, or reach out to Elder Danny. He can get in contact with me as well as forward your information to me also. But I want to leave you with this. I want to leave you with, you need to make a choice for you. You need to choose today. The Bible says choose today whom you're going to serve. First, you're going to serve Christ. But do you choose to whom today who you're going to serve? So you have to say, you're serving the Lord, and I'm going to choose myself. I'm going to take care of me, and I'm going to make an impact on the generation around me, because I'm going to start worrying about my health, my mental health, my everything that pertains to you, so that way you can be effective for your family, your friends, and everyone else.
Absolutely. Hey, listen, I got your husband just texted me. He said it took your daddy some time for him to come around.
Let me tell you this story before I get off. My father told my husband he only liked him 90%. And he started off with 20%. When he first met him, he only liked him 20%. And then he started to like him 90%. And my daddy had a heart attack when we were at the hospital.
Right.
We put him in intensive care. He was incubated, and we went to go see him in ICU. And he asked for a piece of paper and a pen. I was like, I didn't know what was wrong with him. I was like, what you want? And we gave him a paper because we couldn't talk, and he wrote the number 10. And I was like, what are you doing? He was pointing at Dennis. And then he gave him his last 50% the night before he died, and he told him he liked him 100%.
Oh, wow. Yes. Wow.
He sure did. He gave him his blessing finally.
Yeah. I still remember when I met you for the first time.
Uh-huh.
And you was fit. When I met Dennis, he was skinny.
Yeah.
But this dude was on fire for God, man.
Yes, he was.
Oh my God. I never seen a man pour his heart out to God like Dennis was doing, man. Man, Dennis would actually put his face on the floor.
Yeah.
I said, this dude here real, man.
Yeah.
This dude real, you know. And sometime we be back there getting ready for the apostle to come out. And sometime he's pray, man. This dude pray like he TD Jakes.
Yes, he do.
It's
he
a
come out
praying
man. He's
man.
a whole another man when he started praying.
Amen. You got a blessing, man. You I always feel like in a relationship, there's just 4 things that a woman need to be complete in. She needs that guy to be her friend. She may needs that guy to be that you may not need it, but because you had a father. But if she don't have a father, sometimes he got to play the father role.
Yeah.
And then sometimes he got to step in and just be her brother. Like, I got your back for real. But the number one thing is, he gotta have that priesthood in him. Because a lot of women never had a man to pray with them or for them. So you got a praying man.
Yeah.
I ain't saying y'all situation perfect. Who has a perfect relationship? Anyway, but still, yeah, y'all together. Yeah, y'all grew together, man, and I wanna say this right here, real quick. Really am, man. You come a long ways. You and your husband. He has his own business. Just want to touch bases on that real quick. On his detail shop. And man, I mean, this guy, man, I've seen some of his work, man. And just come on, man. You got 2 minutes.
Okay, 2 minutes. My husband and I actually own a mobile detailing company as well. It's called Red Carpet Car Wash and Mobile Detailing. We literally roll out the red carpet for your ride, literally, and we even have the little stands, and we do like a little red carpet car shows when we finish doing the cars. My husband's hands are anointed. He can take out some of the toughest stains, some of the craziest looking things on cars. It is truly his passion. When he touches the car, it's like it changes to a whole nother vehicle. Like you see this shine.
That is inside and outside. You gotta let people know it. Inside and outside.
And outside. From cleaning carpets to dyeing carpets to doing interior to he also does tinting as well. So he does tinting for vehicles as well. He just took up a tinting class. He'd been doing tinting for a long time, but he took the class to make sure he had a little bit extra behind him to make sure he was up with the par with the days. He does that as well. He has a passion for what he does. He has a passion for the business. He has a passion to see young kids that come along that maybe their agenda may not be college. So how can I help them if they don't want to go straight to college, be able to become an entrepreneur, to see people change their life by not being on the system clocking in. There's nothing wrong with that as well. But people being able to be an entrepreneur, to make their money for themselves and impact generations and neighborhoods and nations by being able to give back. So he has a strong passion for that as well. But Red Carpet Car Wash and Mobile Detailing, you can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram. It's redcarpetwashfl.com is our website. His phone number is 813-940-6377. And he said he gives cards a re-image. He changes them from the inside out.
Hey, listen, also too, we're going to do this at another time. But you also bake unique cakes. They are unusual. They're different. I know you're doing the fitness thing right now, but I know you're coming up with an organic, healthy recipe that people can. You're also doing fruit cakes. I know this is in the process. I may be getting ahead of you. I'm just letting everybody know.
You are a little bit.
People don't know, man. You sitting on some rockets, some missiles. You just hadn't lit it yet.
Yeah.
You sitting on some. You're learning some different recipes where people can eat organic icings and plant-made ices and plant-made cakes that you don't have to worry about when you work out, and you got a taste for some sweet to watch the movies when you get home. It's part of your diet. So you're a neat girl. I mean, I'm really proud of you, man. But let's make it happen. I believe in you. I really do. You and Dennis, you guys you're a power couple. You're a power couple to me, man. You're a great example to this community and to this culture. But I want to say that anxiety is a lie. Depression is a lie. And if people would get with you, contact you, and if you're going through something and you're using some type of substance to calm your anxiety down or your depression, she got the recipe for it. Okay, she will minister to you first, then she'll minister to your body. And when she get done with those two things, you better be ready for boot camp.
Be ready.
You better be ready. So I'm telling you, she's gonna work the boots off you. And you're gonna be glad. She's gonna knock. I'm telling you, this girl gonna knock 5 years off your life. You better start playing. Hey girl, we gotta go. But I enjoyed you. You got $1 million smile, so you need to have that in your account soon, pretty soon. So
I agree. I received that.
Yeah, you came from a kingdom place where nobody's broke.
Amen.
So you shouldn't be either. So anyway, girl, hey, listen, I enjoyed you, and I want to tell my audience, man, if you enjoyed the Dan Vino podcast show, I can be reached on man, I'm telling you, I got 9 platforms you can reach me at. You can reach me on Anchor FM, Breaker Audio, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Overcast FM, Pocket Cast, RadioPublic.com, or you can also reach me on the RadioPublic.com and Spotify. And most of all, you can reach me at YouTube. I'm reachable at Danvino Division Empowerment. Okay, that's where I'm at. Just go to Danvino Division, and you can watch all of my shows, everything that I have done. So, and if you get to my YouTube, do me a favor, just hit the like button. Just show the brother some love, man. And hey, I every now and then I need a little love, you know. Just hit the thumbs up. See that right there, that thumb. Hit that thumb up for me. All right. So anyway, girl, I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, see you tomorrow. Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure being on. I enjoyed myself. I hope everyone learned something and you choose yourself and start taking care of your health.
Absolutely, man. God bless you, man.
God bless you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I am not crying. Dry your tears. I'll be right.